I was working with a dear friend of mine, Jerry Kennan. And Jerry was the crew chief for Sam for all those big wins and those great years. And he was there when Jimmy Hensley was there. But he was the crew chief. He was in charge of the car. And we had been friends for years. Through Jay Hedgecock, local racer over there in Caraway. And I got to know Jay and Jerry. And Jerry really is the one that convinced Mr. Thomas to give me the shot. And we raced Daytona to Oxford, Maine, and actually that's where that picture behind me is. That's in the pit area at Oxford. So there's a great story about this too. So Jerry had never been to Oxford, and I had been there with the modifieds. I had previously won a 100-lap race at Oxford Speedway, beat Richie Evans and Brian Ross that day. So I had experience racing at Oxford. So Jerry and I had an electrical box truck with an open trailer, and him and I drove it from Asheboro, North Carolina to Oxford, Maine. Made a stopover at Stafford and ran a modified that night. But we're pulling in the pits at Oxford
to make some extra cash.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You got to do it in volume. If you're not getting it in quantity, you got to do it in you're not getting it in quality. You got to do it in quantity. You got to race a lot. So that's what I did. So we pulled in, and there's cars there. And you'll remember some of these names, Buzzy Bezanson and and Dick McCabe and the heroes of the Maine racing area, northern New England,
Wayne Dion,
and just all those. Well, we went by Buzzy's car, and he had this little Chevy 2 body, and had the rebar welded on the wheels and square tubing over the valve stems and Nerf bars down the side. And Jerry says to me, well, how many classes are racing here today? I said, 1. He said, we got to race against that with our taxi cab? I said, we sure do. I mean, the rules back then, they did it different. They did it different. They just tried to combine and let everybody race, but that was quite a show, boy, back then.